I still remember the exact second my life cracked in two. I had just returned from Phoenix, my body aching from exhaustion, my heart heavier than my suitcase. 6 months of hospital rooms, whispered prayers, and false hope had ended with my younger sister, Grace, slipping away. I buried her with my own hands, shaking, wearing a black dress that still smelled of soil and wilted flowers. I came home broken, hoping for a hug, maybe a warm cup of tea, maybe my son's voice telling me I wasn't alone. Instead, I found my entire life dumped on the front lawn. My clothes, my shoes, photo albums of my late husband, the knitted shawl my grandmother gave me before she died. Everything lay scattered beside the flowering bushes I had planted years ago with my own hands. I stood there frozen, my purse slipping from my fingers. Then she appeared. Danielle, my daughter-in-law, walked out of the house smiling. Her hair was freshly styled, her nails flawless, her dress so expensive it could have paid a month of my old bills. "Oh, Mom, welcome back," she said sweetly. "We decided to clean out the house. Those old things were just taking up space." Old things? I tried to speak, but my voice barely came out. "Those are my belongings." She waved her hand like I was dust in the air. "We needed your room. We're turning it into the baby's nursery. Didn't Robert tell you? I'm 3 months pregnant." Pregnant? I was finding out like this, standing in front of my life thrown into the dirt. Before I could respond, she grabbed my arm and led me to the back of the house. She opened a narrow door. "There," she said proudly, "you can stay here." It was the old storage room, 6 feet by 6 feet, damp walls, a single stained folding bed, no closet, no warmth, just darkness. Something inside me snapped, but something else woke up. I looked straight at her and said calmly, "You're right. It's time for a cleanup." Her smile faded. I pulled out my phone and dialed a number I hadn't used in years, my lawyer. And in that moment, I realized something powerful. I may have given my house out of love, but I never gave away my dignity. They thought I was weak. They had no idea what I was about to uncover that very night. That night, alone in the storage room, I couldn't sleep. The walls smelled of mold. The silence was loud. I sat on the narrow bed and pulled out a small notebook I had kept hidden for years. Inside were records. Every repair, every expense, every financial detail tied to the house I had gifted my son. As I flipped the pages, my hands began to shake. Large withdrawals, month after month, thousands at a time. Furniture, renovations, luxury purchases, trips, decorations. I added the numbers again, hoping I was wrong. I wasn't. Over $45,000 had disappeared in less than 8 months. My stomach dropped when I checked my savings account, the one I'd built from 40 years of cleaning offices and bathrooms. Money meant for emergencies, money I trusted my son with. Balance, $8,954. More than $50,000 gone. I slid down the wall and sat on the cold floor, trying not to scream. That money hadn't just vanished. It had been used to erase me. I needed answers. Before dawn, I went to my neighbor Lucy's house. She opened the door in her robe, worry written all over her face. "Honey," she said gently, "I didn't want to say anything, but your daughter-in-law has been selling things, your furniture. Men came with a truck. She counted the cash. My mother's furniture, 70-year-old heirlooms, sold like junk. By sunrise, I made a decision. They thought I had nothing left. They were wrong because they didn't know one critical detail. The house was still legally in my name, and I had proof of everything. At 9 a.m. sharp, I walked into my lawyer's office, and everything changed. My lawyer read the documents quietly, then looked up and smiled. "The house," he said, tapping the deed, "is still yours." My breath caught. No ownership transfer was ever completed. Legally, they are living there by permission, nothing more. Hope surged through me like electricity. Then came the bank statements. Unauthorized withdrawals, linked debit card, my name on the account. "This," my lawyer said carefully, "is financial abuse." I didn't want revenge. I wanted fairness. By evening, my son and his wife were sitting across from me, surrounded by paperwork. When I told them the truth, that the house was mine, silence crushed the room. Danielle's face drained of color. Robert collapsed into his chair. "You lied to me," she whispered to him. He had no answer. I laid out the terms calmly. Rent, repayment of every stolen dollar, a formal contract. Danielle exploded. My son begged. Tears fell. But I stood firm. For the first time in my life, I chose myself. They thought the worst was over, but 3 days later, my body gave out. 3 days later, I woke up unable to breathe. My chest burned. The room spun. I collapsed. The doctor said I'd had a mild heart attack caused by stress. While I lay in that hospital bed, my other children flew in immediately, but my eldest son, the one living 20 minutes away, never came. That broke something in me forever. I moved out. I rented a small apartment, quiet, clean, mine. Weeks later, my son appeared at my door, thinner, broken, begging for forgiveness. I listened, but I didn't rescue him. "I love you," I said softly, "but love doesn't mean allowing disrespect." For the first time, I set boundaries without guilt, and I survived. I didn't lose my life. I reclaimed it. But just when I thought the truth was out, someone else came forward with a secret that would destroy everything. 2 weeks after my son came to my door begging for forgiveness, I was finally starting to breathe again. My small apartment was quiet, peaceful, no shouting, no walking on eggshells, just sunlight through thin curtains and the sound of life moving on outside. For the first time in months, my chest didn't feel tight. Then my phone rang. It was my daughter, Marianne. "Mom," she said carefully, "I just got a call that doesn't make sense." My heart tightened again. "From who?" She hesitated. "From Danielle's mother." I sat down slowly. "Why would she call you?" "She says she needs to talk to you in person. She claims she has information about Danielle, something serious." Every instinct in my body screamed that this wouldn't be simple. The next afternoon, Marianne and I met Danielle's mother at a small cafe downtown. She looked nothing like the proud, judgmental woman I remembered. Her hair was messy. Her hand shook as she held her cup. "I can't keep lying anymore," she said, her voice breaking. "I need to tell you the truth about my daughter." She slid a thick envelope across the table. Inside were documents, credit card statements, medical records, screenshots of messages. My fingers trembled as I read. Danielle wasn't pregnant. She had never been. According to the medical records, she physically couldn't carry a child. The diagnosis was years old, long before she married my son. I felt dizzy. Her mother swallowed hard. Danielle has done this before. Fake pregnancies, emotional manipulation. She finds stability, then drains it. I looked at the messages printed on paper. Danielle admitting she would pretend to lose the baby later once she was fully settled in the house. My son had been trapped in a lie. Worse, my suffering hadn't been collateral damage, it had been intentional. She threw your belongings out because she saw you as a threat. She was in the way, her mother whispered. My hands clenched into fists. All this time, I thought I had lost my son because I was old, because I was inconvenient, but the truth was darker. I stood up slowly. Robert needs to know. Marianne nodded. Are you sure? This will destroy him. I took a deep breath. He's already living in a lie. The truth is the only way he survives. That evening, I called my son. Come to my apartment, I said calmly. Bring your wife. There was silence on the line. Then he agreed. As I hung up, my heart pounded, not with fear, but resolve. Because the next conversation would shatter lies, expose manipulation, and force a choice that could never be undone. What happened when my son finally learned the truth about his marriage broke him in ways I never imagined.